look at the parable of the 10 virgins. 10 espoused to a man. And he said, this man went. The groom was to come back again. And the 10 virgins were asleep. And when the groom sounded, 5 of them had extra oil. 5 didn't have. The fact that they were sleeping didn't stop the groom from coming. He still came. And it's a message to us that the time is coming. The sleeping there is not physical sleep. The sleeping there is a message that very soon we will all forget that he will come. And the virgins there, he's talking about us. 2 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 2. He says that I am jealous over you with the godly jealousy. For I have espoused you to one husband. And as a chaste virgin to her husband, I've espoused you to one husband. And I've given you, waiting to present you as a chaste virgin. So we are the virgins Jesus was talking about. But the sure word is that he will come back again. But the caution here is that will he come and find us sleeping? Yes, he may. He may come and find us sleeping. Oh, Jesus. And some of us will be careless enough that we will not even pick oil for our lamp to be burning. Listen, look at Luke chapter 19. He gave talents unto men. And some he gave 10. He said that a master went, gave talents to his servants, and went to a far country to be enthroned as a king and to return. And when he was leaving, he gave 10 talents, 5 talents, 1 talent. And he said, some traded with it and get a double. Others buried it. He said, and when he came back, Jesus will come back again. And the church, the early church understood this so deep that they were to follow the tradition of the Jews. When a Jew met a Jew, the greeting was simple: shalom, peace unto you. And that was the greeting of the early Jewish system. That they meet one another and they say, peace unto you, shalom, peace unto you, shalom, peace unto you. But when the church appeared, the church was so focused on the coming of Jesus. Because at that time they were facing so much persecution. And they were being forced to make Caesar a Lord. And everybody had to worship Caesar. But the early church said, we rather die than to worship another Lord. And they had to change their greeting to Maranatha. The Lord is coming. Jesus is coming. And that was their greeting. When two Christians meet, Maranatha. Reminding themselves, focus that Jesus will come again. Don't bow to the Lord of the earth. Don't bow to the tribulation. Jesus will come back again. And that became their greetings. Just to remind themselves every day that the Master will come. Hold on, the Master will come. Hold on, Jesus will come. If you can't die, because it's worth it. They were conscious of it. Conscious of his coming. It is an error today that such a prophecy is being kicked into a basket. And we are not even sure of ourselves if Jesus will even come. And some of us have even forgotten the essence of our gathering. That it is to encourage ourselves every time we meet and to remind ourselves that Jesus will come. And that any time we meet, it will be a message of Maranatha. He is coming. Revelation 22:17 and 20. Even so, Jesus come. He said, let the bride and the spirit keep calling people. Let him that is the thirsty keep coming for the rivers of living waters. Let them come and drink. Why? Because I come quickly. And the one Jesus is communicating with John would also tell Jesus, even so, Jesus, we are waiting for you. Come. We are prepared for you. This is the mystery of our lives that we don't have to joke with. That our groom and the Father is preparing. That one of these days he will come. And this Bible will just fall off. My clothes will just fall off. And I'll put on immortality. And I'll just disappear. And some of us, when he comes to meet us in the wedding day, he will look into our eyes and say, thou good and faithful servant. You were in the highway. I brought you in. and you have really prepared yourself for the wedding. Thou good and faithful servant. There are some you will look at them and say, thou good but unfaithful. In the wedding hall, you were a good preacher but unfaithful with the finances of the church. You were a good singer but unfaithful in giving the glory to Jesus. You were a good leader, chapel head, but you were unfaithful with the ladies in the church. Thou good and unfaithful. Expert in many things, but never faithful with how God wanted you to do it. And there are some too that are faithful, but not good enough. You won't miss church, but you are not good enough to help with the advancement of the church. You are faithful to say, I'm a member of Grace Mountain, I'm a member of the kingdom, I am in the wedding garment, in the wedding hall, I'm there. But you are not faithful enough to encourage others. You are not faithful enough to visit others. You are not faithful enough to intercede so that others will stand. You are not faithful enough. There are some of you, you are good in business, good in finances, good in that, but you are not faithful enough to bless the kingdom with it. And many times you go to a church and only few are really supporting the church. Only few. And it's not that they don't have what it takes. They are only unfaithful. And on that day, he will look into our eyes and he will tell some, you are good and you are faithful. He will tell some, you were good but unfaithful. He will tell some, you are unfaithful but you are good. And look at what happened to the boy. When he became speechless, he said, he called other servants and told them, bind him hand and foot. Bind him. This was a young man who wanted liberty, even in my wedding hall. Bind him. He was looking for liberality. Whatever I want, I can do. Bind him. He was not outside, he was inside. But he chose to wear what he wanted. Bind him. You don't want to be controlled by the spirit, you will be controlled by chains. Maranatha. Jesus is coming. After all is said and done, let the church remember that the owner is coming. Oh, in his presence, titles will fail. Head pastorship will fail. In his presence, shepherds will fail. The ground before the judgment seat of the king will be a level ground. Everybody will be of the same. And Peter said that knowing that these things in this world and the elements of this world will melt away, you should know how your conversation should be in all godliness. And he said, looking forward to and hastening to the day of the Lord. Looking forward that our conversation will be that Jesus will soon come. Oh, it's been 2020 years, but we still know he will come. For 1,000 years is like a day, and a day is like 1,000. He will come, and our job is to keep preparing our garments and burning more lamb, putting in more oil. That is why we come to church, to stir up ourselves in prayer, in the word. When you receive the word, it's an oil you are receiving. When faith comes, it's an oil. When love comes, it's an oil. When encouragement comes, it's an oil. We keep burning the lamp. He will come as a thief in the night. He will come. It will come in a twinkling of an eye. At the last trump, he said that he will come. And the dead in Christ will rise. We will see things burn off in our very eyes. Is this not the thing I didn't sleep to create? Is this not a thing that took my sleep away, took my rest away, took my strength away, and is burning in fire? Yes, he will come. And that'll be the results of his coming. If you don't want to believe anything, believe in the parables of Jesus that speaks of the coming of the King. He will come back again. He will come back again. And he will bind hand and foot those who are outside the wedding hall and those who are inside and are not in the wedding garments. Go yourself. The wedding garment is anything that attains to our salvation. Everything. One thing about the Jewish wedding is that you must make sure that when you get there, you put on the wedding garment that the groom will supply. And Jesus has supplied wedding garment. He said, put on Christ as clothes. And he said, for Christ has become your wisdom, your sanctification, your redemption, and your righteousness. He has become. So anytime you say, I put on Christ, there must be an expression of sanctification in you. There must be an expression of wisdom in you to show that indeed you are in the garment.